Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mi nombre es John. Yo tengo 46 años. Me gusta aprender español. Mucho gusto. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to share with you how I study a new language. This summer, I've been studying Spanish. I did learn French when I was a young kid, so I thought it would be quite similar, which it is, but some are quite different. For instance, there are like to be verbs or two different types, ser and estar. So what I do is I would conjugate all of them for every pronouns. So this is what I recommend for you to do if you learn a new language. You have pronouns like first person, I, we, and second person, you, and a third person, he, she, it, they. So what I recommend you to do is if you learn a verb, I would conjugate all of them. And if you learn tenses, for instance, if you have 12 tenses, get a notebook and you would conjugate all of them. And also, I do have a verb flashcard, which I keep all the time. Before going to bed, waking up. I just, this is very handy. I just carry this along, very weightless. So I would write all of the conjugations at the back, and I would have the infinitive form in the front. So all of the irregular verbs or whatever verbs I learn, I would just write it, the infinitive form in the front. And then at the back, I would have all of the different conjugations. So just don't memorize the base, past, and the past participle like come, came, come. I would recommend that you would write all of the 12 tenses. For instance, it would change if you say, I have come. For a third person singular, it would be she has come, or you were a teacher, okay? Not you was a teacher, even though that's a one person, like singular, right? So I recommend you that you do write all of your to be verbs and also all of the irregular and regular verbs. And I do make sentences. But the most important thing above all is you should really pronounce all of the words that you have learned. So what's the point of not spelling it out or spitting out? I suggest that you really, really make sure that you speak the language, all right? So for instance, I would make all the sentences for all of the verbs. For instance, like you put what, okay? So learn some nouns and then conjugate them. And then you would learn some prepositions and then conjugate with some of the nouns that you learned. So for instance, I would first of all write some sentences out and I would try to pronounce this as much as I can. This is a verb, poner, like it's to put, it's an ER, irregular. So I would conjugate everything and I have it in my flashcard. So I practice this every day. So yo pongo el libro en la mesa. Tú pones la llave en la puerta. Él pone la comida en la nevera. Ella pone la comida en la nevera. Usted pone la comida en la nevera. Nosotros, nosotras ponemos los zapatos en el armario. Nosotras ponemos los zapatos en el armario. Vosotros, vosotras, I omit that because that's a Spanish form. I'm learning the Latin American Spanish. Have you noticed how much I use my hands, which I think this is very important in learning a language? Okay. Ellos ponen las cartas en la buzón. Ellas las cartas en la buzón. Ustedes ponen las cartas en la buzón. The second verb is the IR, irregular, seguir, to follow. Yo sigo las instrucciones. Tú sigues el camino correcto. Ella, usted sigue la receta. Ella sigue la receta, usted sigue la receta. Nosotros, nosotras seguimos la guía. Nosotros seguimos la guía, nosotras seguimos la guía. Ellos, ustedes siguen las reglas. Ellos siguen las reglas. Ellas siguen las reglas. Ustedes siguen las reglas. What's the point of just writing and reading without reading it aloud? That's not language. Language is to be spoken. So you write your sentences, and the most important thing is that you get it out there. Or if you have problem pronouncing any words in English, reach out to me, because it's all about sounds. You hear the language, you speak the language, and you converse with another. All right. Have a great day. See you again.